A lot of you get in touch asking us what's going on with James Ward-Prowse. Obviously, look, I was going to say was the one shining light for Southampton, but not enough shining lights. They got relegated and they're in the Championship. He won't stay in the Championship. England international, I'm sure he'll have a lot of suitors. 28 years of age now. It's not saying that's old, but I mean, 28 is 28, isn't it? Where does he end up, do you think, James Ward-Prowse? In fact, let's go backwards, actually. What's James Ward-Prowse worth now? Again, we know dead ball, best in Europe, right? We know that already. That with that talent's known, you're a big fan of his. I'm a bit lukewarm. What's he worth in the market? And then we'll start looking at the teams that we think maybe he can have a future with.
I think he's worth about £45 million.
Oh,
I think that's not huge. Ade, your comprehension of what's a lot of money in football is so skewed.
45 million.
Ade, you said that Mason Mount was worth 40 million. Like you don't seem to understand what footballers go for. It's not that I think that they're worth this amount of money. I'm just living in the reality that is Premier League football. Premier League footballers go for a lot of money. You seem to be like basing it on what it should be worth. You seem to be basing it in some like idealistic halcyon world where people actually get the value that they're worth. Footballers are worth a lot of money, mate. There's a lot of cash swilling about.
We were just talking about Brennan Johnson, 30 million, and I think that's fantastic.
You think Mason Mount is worth 40?
Yes, I do.
You've got this
I
all
think
wrong.
Mason Mount's worth 40 million.
Yeah, but you're wrong. Like you're so wrong on that. Like I can't even help you about how wrong you are here. Mason Mount is obviously worth in excess of 60 million. Therefore, James Ward-Prowse, Ward-Prowse is worth approximately somewhere between 40 and 45 million pounds.
Yeah, 35. I'll shake on 35.
Deal. I'm gonna agree.
There you go. Handshake on 35 million.
But
all right.
But he has to go for that amount of money because I was looking through the Southampton team. I was thinking about Southampton's big players.
Yeah.
Where do they recoup some money? Yeah. Where do they bring some money in order to rebuild and try and launch a bid to get back into the Premier League? It's only him, mate.
That's an option, though, isn't it?
It's only him.
It is only him. That's an option. You stay there. You stay there and see if you can come up. But that then obviously curtails his England career.
But they need his money.
Yeah.
I think that it's not that they want to lose James Ward-Prowse. It's that they want the money that James Ward-Prowse will generate. So James Ward-Prowse leaves. Either I've got this massively wrong or you have, and I'm inclined to say it's you.
I think we're somewhere in the middle. I think the truth lies somewhere in the middle. I think he's good. I think, obviously, we know he's set piece prowess.
He's a Premier League proven midfielder. He's an excellent box-to-box midfielder. He will guarantee you a level of performance. And do you know what? Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Declan Rice leaves. Declan Rice goes to Arsenal. Robbie Lyle is over the moon. Declan Rice signs for Arsenal. There is a big gaping hole in the West Ham midfield as West Ham embark on another European tour. They're going to need somebody who is proven at the top level. And James Ward-Prowse has played for England and he's proven in the Premier League. They can replace Declan Rice with James Ward-Prowse, and I don't think their level drops hugely. Of course, Declan Rice is a better player than James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
But you manage to offset the loss of him with a player that's very good and proven in the Premier League.
No. I think it's a good shout. I think West Ham's a very good shout. There's been talks before that of him going, and look, West Ham, great team. I'm from the East London area, Stratford. I love the club. But there's been some talks about him maybe going a bit higher than West Ham. There's been some talks about Spurs for you, James Ward-Prowse.
I don't know is that higher? Is it higher?
It's higher. Come on, it is higher.
I don't know if it is. I'm not sure.
Because in the Europa Conference League, it's Spurs.
I mean, well, West Ham are in Europe. West Ham are in the Europa League next year. Tottenham are not. West Ham won silverware last year. Tottenham did not.
This is your Chelsea side.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I've got no love for West Ham either. True. West Ham are certainly a rival, but I actually think West Ham. I think your West Ham shout for James Ward-Prowse is a fantastic. In terms of a more exciting prospect, in terms of if you're James Ward-Prowse, where would you rather go?
Spurs.
Would you?
Spurs.
Wouldn't you rather play? Well, I think there's something quite lively about West Ham.
Have you been to that new stadium, Spurs? It's not even new anymore, but you've been to that.
I've been there with you. This is quite rude. We've been there together.
Stunning.
You know I've been there because we've been there together.
We went there for an NFL game.
We have been there together.
You'd want to play in that.
You'd want to play there, but I would also say that playing in Europe for West Ham United is quite appealing.
Yeah, and look, you're coming in, you're going to feel, as you say, a gaping hole. And look, with James Ward-Prowse, to be fair, maybe I'm doing him a bit of an injustice because I've watched him for Southampton, and this is a guy that can clearly play a couple of positions. He's not just your box-to-box midfielder. He can sit deep as well. He can spray balls. I mean,
consummate professional.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of good things that come when James Ward-Prowse arrives at your club. And
someone was linking him with a move to Liverpool.
Was that a genuine?
But I hope not.
You have no interest in that?
Zero.
When you think about, look, I don't think he's that level of.
Prowse.
I don't think he's that level of player really, particularly for what Liverpool want to be. Liverpool want to be like challenging for the league, and I don't think he's that. But he would have certainly done a job and aided Liverpool last year in that midfield. Yeah. He would have certainly helped Liverpool out last year. So, look, I think there's a player there. In terms of where I think he ends up, I'm going to say West Ham United for £40 million. Yeah,
it's a good shout. I agree. I agree. I think it is. I just think it's a move that makes sense. Again, you talk about a European football run. I don't think James Ward-Prowse has ever played in Europe. I stand to be corrected if that's the case. So he's got a European football run. It potentially gets him back into the England squad, and he goes straight in. He goes straight in as well.
Obvious place for him.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. It really does. Should we just dive into the comments on and see if there's anyone said anything that's not offensive to us?
A lot of people I have picked up on our debate about when I said West Ham United are a slightly better proposition for a footballer.
You know what someone said here? Spurs are good. They put on good concerts.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. You know, they
like.
They had Beyonce there, didn't they?
Who?
They had Beyonce. Is that her name? Mate, I'm so like
Did you say
Beyonce? I'm so disassociated from like modern popular culture. But they did have Beyonce.
You are correct.
But I think it's actually quite an interesting debate here, Eddie. Of course, Tottenham are a bigger club.
West Ham or Spurs for Ward-Prowse.
West Ham are obviously a smaller club than Tottenham historically, but just in terms of who do you want to play for at the moment? Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham potentially losing Harry Kane, Hugo Lloris already going, destabilising the back line. They need replenishments throughout. They're an unknown quantity who aren't in Europe, who had a pitiful season last year, or West Ham United, who had their best season since 1980. Realistically, you want to play for West Ham, don't you, in Europe? Yeah. I don't even think it's that much of a debate.
Yeah. So if it was West Ham or Chelsea, what would you say?
I mean, Chelsea. I think that obviously.
Don't start stuttering through this.
No, I'm going to stutter.
Simple question: was this West Ham or Chelsea?
No, but my stuttering.
Because your thing about Tottenham there was all the same things I could apply to Chelsea.
But my stuttering.
New manager, not playing in Europe. Would you go West Ham?
No, my stuttering tells you the story. Obviously, historically, there's no contest. There's just no conversation here. You know, Chelsea have been winning multiple European Cups, while West Ham have been sort of fighting relegation or being relegated. But now there is an unknown quality to Chelsea. We are shambolic at the moment. The running of the club is all over the place. But I still think that Chelsea are the answer. Remember, Tottenham have won two League Cups since 1991. Remember, Tottenham, their fans tell you they're a big club, and it's kind of born out of the fact that their great-granddad saw them win the double. Like, that's not really applicable to Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah. I've got some very bad news for all our listeners and viewers. We're not on tomorrow.
We're not
on tomorrow, but... Hey, should we give them the good news?
We're back.
We're back on Saturday. That's the good news as well. Obviously, tomorrow. Remember, it is Malta versus England. Obviously, the whole crew. We're guiding you through that one. So we're not here, unfortunately, tomorrow. But so far, I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing this.
Loving it, Ade. What time Saturday are we on?
5 till 7. 5 till 7. Is that it? Yeah, 5 till 7.
Transfer Insiders, 5 till 7 Saturday.
On Saturday. And hopefully, by then, I do think we're going to get some deals to tell you about. Because not much in the transfer window today. Bit of a quiet one.
Well, it was all the speculation. It was all the moving parts happening.
No one dropping down some hard-earned cash. Arsenal doing the usual teasing. Just pay what you want and you get your man. And hopefully by Saturday we get to tell you that Arsenal, well, I say hopefully for Arsenal fans' sake, that they've done their biggest deal since, as you say, and I agree with you, Mesut Ozil. This will be a statement of intent.